Mrs. Kohler, it's time to go to theatre. We all look at the medical assistant, and Deirdre says to him, please give us 5 more minutes. And he walks away. I look at my beautiful, intelligent daughter, Deirdre, about to go into theatre for a brain operation, and her gorgeous husband, James, and I say, may I pray? And they both nod, and I reach out and I take their hands. And I say, precious Father, please be in theatre with the surgeon and Deirdre today as she's operated on. And as I pray, I feel the tears just starting to pour down my eyes, down my face. And I open my eyes and I look both at Deirdre and James, and I realize they're in the same situation. In that moment, I realized that as the mother of a child or a 30-year-old going into surgery, I'm supposed to be the strong one, but I'm turning to water. We squeeze hands, and she squeezes me very hard as if to say, that's enough, Mom, don't pray anymore. I can't handle it. The guy comes back and he says, Mrs. Kohler, we have to go. And so we follow her, James and I, as she's wheeled down the long passages into the escalator and down to the theatre. And there the assistant says to us, you need to leave the patient now. She's going into theatre. The doctor will meet you back here in approximately 6 hours. 6 hours. 6 hours. I leave James and I go up to the small chapel and I sit there and I say, Father, and I realize my whole being, I don't even know how it's being contained. Is there a jug that holds the water together when everything starts to fall apart? I can't tell you how long it felt. It seemed as though time stopped, but eventually I looked up at the clock and it was 5.5 hours. 5.75 hours, and I made my way down, back through the passages and into the escalator and down to the ground floor where the theatres were. There was James, looking as stressed as I was. And the doctor said, the operation went as well as can be expected. I never really know what that means. And so he said to us, you will be allowed into the ward in a short while. In a short while, we were called in. We walked into the sterile, white, silver and black hardware, silent ward, where only 2 patients lay. And in the far corner, we saw Deirdre, wrapped up like a mummy, lying on the side of the bed. And as we drew near, we took her hands, and James huskily said, how are you? And she called him his nickname, and then he said, oh, okay. No, that was their key to say that she knew what was going on. And then she said, please take a photo of me. And he took out her camera from his pocket, and as he tried to take a photo, it read, card full. And he said to her, the card is full. I don't know how to clear it. He passed it to her, and she fiddled with it, and she passed it back, and he took the photograph. And I looked at her and I said, there's nothing wrong with your brain, my sweetheart. And I could feel the water turning into ripples of joy that said, thank you, Father, thank you, Father. And I whispered it so loudly. The lesson I learnt that day was that as a mother, when faith and fear, when vulnerability and empathy come together, it's so difficult to say that it's all okay, because it's not. As a strong faith believer, in those moments I turned to water, and I realized that in my humanity I'm as vulnerable as any other mother or person watching somebody go into an operation or facing a life-threatening situation. And I would just want to encourage you, if you're facing that with a loved one, I hope that you will remember somehow it all comes together and you're carried through that moment in time to the outcome. Our outcome is a happy one. My daughter is well and completely healed. So I hope that'll be an encouragement to you next time you face the theatre and long operations. Thank you for listening.